Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. And in today's video, I want to talk to you about the number one mistake that I see women making when you are trying to rebrand and reinvent yourself. So a lot of my clients come to me after a divorce or a breakup, maybe even losing your job. Something has happened that has caused you to lose your confidence and has disconnected you from your femininity. Okay? It's less important what happened in the past, and it's more important how we move forward. So, those of you who are listening, for whatever reason you feel disconnected from your femininity, your confidence is not where you would like it to be. And a really great litmus test for this is I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know that you are the prize as a woman? Right now, just the way I asked it, did you hesitate, or were you leaning forward thinking yes without any hesitation or doubt in the body? If you're hesitating, if there's still some doubt there when asked, are you the prize? Do you feel like the prize? Do you know that you're the prize? And the reason why I said, do you know you're the prize, is because this is very, very important. But if you're still experiencing some hesitation and you want to become the prize in your life, when I say that, I'm not just talking about relationships, I'm talking about universally. You want to receive princess treatment from life. You want to feel like a VIP in your life. You want to be the prize and be treated as such from everyone, from your relationships, from work, from your family, from everyone. So you know that you need to do a rebrand and an upgrade or a level up. Here's where the mistake happens, okay? This is the number one mistake I see happening. So someone will start watching my content or something similar, and they'll be thinking, okay, yes, I need to make a change. And they'll go to the boyfriend or to the husband, to the person, and they'll start explaining. Well, I realize that I haven't been putting myself first. And so now that I'm on this journey, I would, I need you to treat me this way. They start explaining. They start going and using that small percentage of communication that we have. And that is our words. So if you've been following for a while, whether it's on YouTube or on Instagram, I talk about this all the time. This is backed in research. 93% of our communication is nonverbal. 93% of our communication is nonverbal. The other 7%, or the remaining 7%, are your words. And so when you are using only your words to try to control a relationship and get a different outcome, that is like using only one color of a whole palette. You're very limited, and there's nothing that you can do to convince someone with your words to start treating you differently if you're still showing up in the old energy. That's the main part of this video. That's the number one mistake that women make. You're showing up in the old embodiment, but you're using words to try to get a different outcome. That is not how it works. So if you want to shift, and when I say shift, I mean, here you have your old embodiment, the old way that you're showing up, including your body language, your tone of voice, the way that you're relating to people, the way that you're presenting yourself, how you're showing up in your appearance, right? That whole package. The old version of you cannot, just because you have the idea and the desire, cannot show up and try to convince somebody that you're a new version of yourself through words alone. So what we need to do is we need to shift you over here into a new embodiment where the energy reflects an upgrade. And now you don't have to explain as much. Now things align to your new embodiment, and you're going to start experiencing people treating you differently because you are showing up differently, not because you told them to or tried to convince them or tried to sell them through your words. You shifted all the way over here, and now you're in a new embodiment. And people start to treat you and respond to you differently in that new embodiment. It cannot come through just discussion. So in the Goddess Blueprint, which the next cohort is starting February 16th, I believe, we work on this shift. How do we get from where you are now, which might be post-breakup, post-divorce, maybe you're just now realizing that you weren't given the correct information as a woman and you've been overgiving. You've kind of gotten stuck in this masculine energy cycle of putting yourself last and not giving to yourself, not experiencing enough pleasure, enough joy. And now you're ready to make a change. So I help my clients shift from that old version of themselves into the new version of themselves. And as a result, they start to experience life differently. For example, one of my clients who joined the Goddess Blueprint, the January cohort, she came to me because she was feeling very masculine after her last relationship. And she was ready to reinvent from feeling less confident and kind of hiding, feeling unseen, having her self-concept damaged, because that's what happens to us when we're in those kinds of relationships, to where we are now. We're almost done with the program. We have one more session. She is getting stopped on the street by strangers who are telling her how beautiful she is. And that is one of the first signs that you are really embodying this upgraded energy. When people stop to notice you and appreciate your beauty, appreciate your energy, and they're attracted and they come and give you a compliment, and it's not the old energy of, you know, being catcalled. It's not that. That's not what's happening to my clients. It's like a high level vibration that they experience. And so now she has shifted into that new embodiment and she's starting to experience the results. If you continue to stay where you are and you make no changes besides telling people that you want things to be different, then you're going to stay right over here and nothing's going to change. Things only change when you change. And if you want to have different relationships and different experiences, then you have to change the relationship that you have with yourself as a woman. You have to see yourself differently. One of the things I always say about compliments, and when women say that they fear being seen, what you really fear is that other people are seeing the flaws that you keep fixating on. You don't like seeing yourself, and therefore you don't want other people to see you. I'm so sorry if I just read you to filth right now, but That is the truth. If you see yourself in a negative way, you don't want other people to see you. But when you shift your identity, when you shift your self-concept and it's upgraded and you start to love yourself so much from within that now you see your own value, you see your own beauty, you see your own femininity, and you're happy to bring it to the forefront, then when people compliment you, it's just like, oh, thank you. Thank you for recognizing what I already saw. Thank you for seeing what I already see in myself. And it's just confirmation. It's confirmation when people offer to give you something, when you get recognized at work, when you get that promotion, when you get that increase in income. It is confirmation of what you already saw within yourself. And then it's comfortable because you're able to receive it because you're already giving it to yourself. You already view yourself as worthy. You already view yourself as that woman who deserves to have those things. And then when it shows up, you're able to receive them. If we don't change the self-concept and the identity, then when those things come to you, you're still going to feel unworthy. And therefore, you're going to reject and block them from your life. I guarantee those of you out there who, like I said, might be feeling, kind of stuck in your masculine energy right now, I guarantee you there are people in your orbit, in your sphere, who are trying to give to you, but they can't because you don't see yourself as worthy. So this is why the number one mistake that women make is by trying to go and do something outside of themselves, go and convince, go and talk, lots of talking about what you want, how you want the other person to change, instead of focusing on going within and upgrading yourself from within and then showing up with a new self-concept, with a new embodiment that actually aligns with what it is that you desire. And again, that goes back to our conditioning of if I just give more, if I just do more, then I'll receive. We've got to let it go, because if that were the case, then all of you watching would have everything that you want. Because I know that you can do, I know that you can give, I know that you can prove yourself, I know that you can volunteer yourself till 2026. You can busy yourself with all of these things to do. You're a master at it. And if that was what would get you the princess treatment, then wouldn't you have it? If doing more made you the prize, then why aren't you the prize? You're not the prize until you see yourself as the prize. And we see ourselves as the prize by working from within. Yes, appearance has something to do with it. So in my programs, I always coach and support my clients on upgrading how they're showing up in the world. So we do talk about style, we do talk about presentation, we do talk about appearance. But again, that is a fraction of it, because we have enough evidence in the world to know that showing, like physically presenting as beautiful, does not mean that you're going to receive princess treatment. You can spend thousands of dollars on beauty treatments, on clothes, on accessories, and you can still be in your masculine energy. Okay, we have enough evidence of that. Again, it's an embodiment. It has to come from within. So we don't want to put a Band-Aid on something that needs a deeper solution. And the reason why you haven't unlocked the shift yet and change the embodiment is because there are still blocks there. There are still blocks there, and there's old programming there that we need to kind of dig up, get rid of, and replant the seeds that are going to align with that version of ourselves that is able to attract and create our dream life. Because as women, we have the power to create. But if you can't go within and, again, start from the inside and work your way out, then you're always going to be kind of in this old identity, and that's going to keep you stuck. The moment you try to get out of it, like I said, now you're, oh, let me just get a new outfit. Let me get a new dress. Let me try this quick tip. Let me try this quick fix. You try it, you feel good, and you snap right back. You try it, you feel good, you snap right back, and it doesn't last because there is no quick fix to become the prize in your life. It is a full identity shift and transformation. Do you like my hands? It is a full identity shift that you have to make. And until you do that, like I said, you're going to be experiencing the same frustration, the same disappointment, the same lack of belief in yourself. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't it working? I told them what I wanted. I told them what I expected. I told them that I wanted to be more feminine. You don't tell, you show. You show people. How do you show people? You show up differently. When I went on this journey myself, because you guys can look back at my old videos, you can look back at my old posts, you're going to see a transformation. You're going to see an evolution. And if you stick around, you're going to see even more of it. Because I have decided that in my mind, there's no limit to how much I can grow and change. Because I've told you this on this channel, on Instagram, where I started. The old identity, it's not even on the screen. It's through this wall about a quarter of a mile down in terms of my self-concept and the confidence that I had in myself and how much programming was weighing me down, how much conditioning was weighing me down, and how every single year I have slowly started to upgrade and shift to the version of myself that I know is in alignment with the life that I want, the relationships that I want, the experiences that I want to have. So, for example, 2020 was my last year in the classroom. 2020 was my last year in the classroom as a school teacher. 2018, 2019, 2020, I was working around the clock. At one point, I had 3 jobs. 3 jobs. I was eating out of my car, driving around constantly. I was underpaid at each of them. That's why I had to work 3 of them. And again, telling all those people, I'm so talented. Again, go back through my videos. The talent, the knowledge is all there. That's what I'm saying. It's not a question of your talent, your knowledge, how much you can give. Because if that were the case, you would have everything. Because I was teaching circles around people. My talent was undeniable. What I could give, how much value I could add to every single organization was undeniable, and yet I wasn't receiving what I wanted. And telling them, trying to convince them that I deserved more, which I wasted time doing for a number of years because, again, I was in an old paradigm. I was under the impression that that's what you did, because that's a lot of the advice that we receive as women. Just tell them how you feel. Well, I continue to tell people how I felt for 3 years and nothing changed. And that's when I really started to realize that, again, this feminine embodiment is not a joke. It really will shift your identity and change your life. So rather than continuing to explain myself, continuing to prove how valuable I was, I shifted my identity, I shifted my embodiment, and I stopped showing up as that old version of myself who was getting taken advantage of. Or was I getting taken advantage of, or was I, volunteering? Who knows? But when I changed my embodiment, when I upgraded my identity, when I upgraded my self-concept, I no longer had to have those conversations with people. My energy alone spoke for itself, and people stopped lowballing me because I just wasn't available for it. I mean, even if they did, it just kind of like bounces off of you because you don't even respond, because the lowball offer doesn't match how you see yourself, and therefore you don't even entertain it. You don't reply back or respond back and say, no, you need to do it this way. I need more, blah, 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 blah. It just literally bounces right off of you and you don't even engage. And as a result, you start to attract what it is that you really want. So I went from working 3 jobs and trying to convince everybody how much they should value me, to having my own business, selling out my own retreats, and hosting an international one, and growing my account to over 200-some thousand followers, right? The attraction completely shifted when I changed and shifted into a new embodiment. And you can do the same thing, whether or not you're wanting, an upgrade in your work life, your personal life. For women, what we do is holistic, and so we can't compartmentalize. I don't compartmentalize in my work because there's no point. If you want to upgrade your energy across the board for work, for romance, for your family and friends, etc., and start receiving more, then you have to shift. No more explaining, no more convincing, no more trying to use words to control the situation, no more doing more. Be more. Be more. Be her. And so that's what we do in the Goddess Blueprint. I have a process that I take you through that will help you upgrade and shift your identity. We start with mindset. We do body language work. We work on voice, because it's not just the words that you're choosing, it's the actual tone that you use that can help shift the energy. We do self-concept work. We talk about how to communicate at a higher level. And we really talk about what embodying means in terms of embodying this soft power, this femininity. And there's a process for it. And like I said, the results speak for themselves. My clients start to shift and they start to receive more. Their confidence, their belief in themselves, the way they see themselves is totally upgraded, and the world responds accordingly. So if you're interested, our next cohort starts February 16th, and registration is going to close on Valentine's Day, ladies. So as of now, you have 6 days to sign up. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll put the information in the description box, below. But we're not doing any more in 2025. We are being more. So if that's you, definitely consider signing up. Otherwise, please let me know how you like this video. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.